Hi, this is over here, Theo.
Hey.
Hi, this is sort of a
Okay.
fun question.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you initiate into Dauntless, you kind of have to choose your name. What name would you choose for yourself?
One, I think.
What?
Then I'll be the ultimate legend.
Um, Ver-
I don't know, yeah, that or Captain Semi-Greek or something.
Yasu.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I just wanted to ask you, Veronica was saying earlier that when she saw you in the casting session, she was immediately like, yes, definitely. So did you get that vibe right away, or when did you find out that she was definitely,
In terms of Veronica.
yeah?
Yeah, no, I didn't really know that, to be honest. And I'd heard she was obviously happy with the test, but, you kind of, I'm, in a way, a constant, I guess, pessimist. So you don't believe it until someone slaps you around the face with it. So I kind of, yeah, when I got to know her more, then it became apparent. But she was really great actually because she would be on set and involved, but she was happy to let Neil and us just kind of run with it because she knew that essentially it's a very different medium, obviously, bringing this book to film. So she kind of let us do our thing. And I consciously didn't want to ask questions to her. I didn't want to say, what do you think X and Y, blah, blah, about 4? Because you have to be, when you're bringing, when you're choosing to play a character that's already booked, especially when it already has a big fan base, I think it's really important to be 100% strong in your intentions with the character, and you can't listen to too much outside kind of stimulus because otherwise it waters down your own instincts. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cassandra.
Hi.
I was wondering, in the movie, Triss is perceived differently after she joins Dauntless. So, how have people perceived you differently before and after you accepted this role?
Good question.
Thank you.
Well, it all begins with a morning in 2008. No, took a shit. How have they perceived it differently? Well, maybe there is more awareness of me before. I think before I did this, people were like, you know, they thought I was cleaning the toilet or something, and then happened to be there for the audition. But no, in seriousness, I don't think I've experienced it too much, to be honest, at the moment. The press kind of tour we just did, it was interesting because suddenly we saw some of the fandom, but I don't think perceptions of me have changed massively. I think it will be important for me as I go on, because there potentially are 3 films, to make choices that are, as much as I love the character before, but to make smart choices that are very different from him and the world that he and everyone else in film inhabits.
Hey, Theo over here.
Hey, man.
First of all, congratulations, fantastic in this.
Thanks,
Playing,
bro.
kind of following up on the question about casting, the producers talked about how all of Shailene's screen tests with guys before you, she really commanded the scenes, overshadowed the guys. But then when you came in, there was, it's like she had met her match. There was this strength. So for you, when you were examining this character, what was that thing that you picked up on that really allowed you to kind of go to that like the strength, not just physical, but it played so well into your eyes. You could see there was something, the layers there, deep below the surface.
Yeah, I think I had an immediate affinity with the character. I think we share certain qualities, which I think you try to tend to use the things that you share with the character in everything you do, obviously, to make it as real as possible. For me, I love this person who you don't really know what he's thinking. He's the type of person who walks into a room and doesn't need to be the loudest voice, but you still feel his presence. Also, someone who doesn't speak too much, but you know that he's thinking all the time. That's one thing I really wanted to be. He's a very perceptive person, but he doesn't have to speak too much. And then on top of that, this kind of dangerous stillness that I felt he had when reading the book and the script, and those things I wanted to draw on. I love masculine characters who don't have to be kind of, shouting at someone's face and kind of wielding their masculinity in a way that's jamming it down someone's throat. I like this old, the Newman style of kind of, everything's here. So I hope that came across, and that's one of my favorite parts of him as a character. And obviously I didn't want Shay to fuck with me.
The film obviously has this unusual view of the future. Do you think the film ultimately is a hopeful one? Because the society they show in Divergent doesn't seem to be working anymore. And obviously, we look at ourselves today, and it's hard not to want to question these themes in the film. You know, for you, is it a hopeful message? Do you think?
Is it a hopeful message? I'm not 100% sure in a way. I think no in many respects. I think analyzing the concept, you have to, you know, although you set up a world that is seemingly working, inherently the concept of a faction system is a hard one to swallow, because we all know that people are motivated by varying different things. You know, everyone is multifaceted. But at the same time, I think what is interesting about the film and maybe what people relate to, and why, you know, people are interested in these films set in the future is perhaps, you know, a young generation growing up in a world where there's always rhetoric about the fact that resources are depleting, the fact that the population is going to be, you know, 9, 10, 11 billion 2050, the fact that, you know, there are all these things playing into their subconscious, which means they are interested and questioning how their future, how their children, how their grandchildren will, you know, exist. And I think that's kind of an interesting concept. I think the hopeful message is that in this society, which you think is functioning, you realize is completely inadequate, and, you know, you have these factionless who are just kind of shuffled to the side, and, like, you know, there's not much. You know, in reality, these people aren't respected in a good way. The hopeful message is that eventually they break free of those bonds and want to find equality.